What if the whisper of eternity, that ceaseless murmur echoing through the corridors of existence, could unravel the fragile threads of identity, forcing us to confront the abyss where self dissolves into something monstrous, much like the existential dread in Kafka's Metamorphosis, where a man awakens as an insect, estranged from his own humanity. Hear the faint creak of ancient shrine wood underfoot, taste the bitter incense smoke curling like forgotten memories in the air, feel the chill of shadowed stone pressing against your skin, as unseen eyes watch from the periphery. This is the haunting undercurrent of Episode 5 of To Your Eternity Season 3, released on November 2, 2025, deepening the modern arc where an immortal observer navigates a contemporary world rife with hidden horrors. Amid Fuscher's quest to safeguard fleeting lives, the episode emerges as a labyrinth of subtle unease, reminiscent of the creeping paranoia in historical witch hunts like Salem's Trials, where ordinary facades mask insidious threats, pulling you into the mundane yet ominous schoolyard as if you're lingering in the crowd, the laughter ringing hollow, heart tightening with foreboding. In the guise of normalcy, what lurking shadow could fracture the immortal's resolve, or will the enigma of its emergence compel you to peer deeper into the void, transitioning from Episode 4's revelations about lingering knockers and fragile human bonds, where Fuscher's revived companions grapple with reintegration akin to the disoriented returns of soldiers from trenches like those in World War I, haunted by past traumas. This chapter immerses the group in everyday rhythms that propel the arc toward insidious infiltration. Fuscher and his allies navigate school life, their interactions evoking the awkward assimilations in immigrant narratives like those of Ellis Island arrivals, blending curiosity with underlying tension. Discussions about spectral substitutions unfold in hushed tones, while personal confrontations at sacred sites mirror the confessional intimacy of ancient oracles, where truths emerge from obscurity. A parallel mystery brews with fleeting anomalies, building to an enigmatic vignette of solitary mirth that suspends the narrative on a precipice of dread, enveloping you in the scene as if the shrine's dim light flickers on your face, the distant giggle chilling your spine, urging you to unravel what festers beneath the surface. In plot progression, Episode 5 deftly advances the modern arc by shifting from overt confrontations to insidious psychological incursions, unveiling revelations about imposter entities and ancestral legacies that twist interpersonal trusts, culminating in a cliffhanger that teases broader existential threats, echoing the narrative escalations in philosophical tales like The Trial, where bureaucracy masks deeper absurdities. Key twists arise through anomalous healings and confessional miscommunications, propelling the story toward a convergence of immortal vigilance and human vulnerability. Pacing unfolds with deliberate restraint. Initial dialogues build atmospheric unease before accelerating into relational frictions, achieving dramatic balance that sustains intrigue without haste. Fans often debate cloudy aspects such as the absence of the Black Hood or the instantaneous vanishing of injuries. Drawing from the manga, specifically chapters 128 to 129, these clarify. The Black Hood's non-appearance stems from the Beholder's evolving detachment, a thematic pivot detailed in the source to symbolize Fuscher's growing autonomy amid creation's flaws, rather than a plot oversight. The vanishing wound ties to knocker possession mechanics, where entities mimic and repair hosts to evade detection, providing deeper context that the anime adapts for visual subtlety while preserving the manga's exploration of infiltration as a metaphor for internal corruption, reassuring that these elements seed long-term arcs. Character development resonates with profound introspection, exposing fractures that catalyze subtle shifts, akin to the soul-searching in Dostoevsky's Confessions where guilt unearths hidden selves. Fuscher embodies eternal detachment, his motivations, scarred by centuries of loss, driving choices that surprise in their empathetic clumsiness, consistent with his arc yet transformative as he navigates romantic queries, questioning his capacity for transient affections. Mizuha emerges as a vortex of inherited turmoil, her hidden wounds of familial estrangement manifesting in impulsive outbursts and vulnerable embraces, dialogue that surprises with its raw candor, fostering growth through rejection's sting. Allies like Tonari provide cautionary depth, her warnings a surprising evolution that humanizes her cynicism, bridging past grievances with protective instinct, as if you're eavesdropping on their shrine whispers, feeling the weight of immortal isolation settle on your own shoulders. Thematically, the episode delves into the erosion of identity amid eternal observation, manifesting in sacrifices where hope's fragile grasp battles despair's insidious creep. Characters confront substitutions that probe, can the self endure when mimicked by the other, echoing the ontological crises in Plato's Forms, where shadows challenge reality's essence. Survival demands moral vigilance against internal knockers, enriching the universe with lore of possession cycles and ancestral shrines that complicate immortality's burden, adding historical parallels to doppelganger myths where doubles herald doom from folklore's shadowed annals. Dialogue whispers with poetic restraint, sharp in its understated revelations yet free of clichés, lines that foreshadow fractures and resonate like Hemingway's iceberg, prose amid unspoken depths, carrying prophetic weight that lingers, drawing you into the shrine's hush as if the words echo in your mind, stirring suspense. What unspoken truth would you utter if eternity demanded your facade's unraveling? Technically, the animation from Drive captivates with ethereal fluidity. Muted grays and earthy tones symbolize veiled deceptions yielding to crimson hints of hidden peril, lighting casting elongated shadows that embody lurking impostors, where stillness in schoolyard lulls contrasts subtle movements in ANALYSE, beauty here as a deceptive veil, not mere aesthetics, but a mirror to identity's fragility. Direction employs lingering overheads and intimate over-the-shoulders that mirror perceptual distortions, editing a rhythmic unease that amplifies creeping tension, as if the frame warps around you. The soundtrack haunts as an ethereal sentinel, its motifs of dissonant strings and fading echoes imprinting during revelations, elevating isolation while silences in the void scream louder than any cry, reminiscent of Arvo Part's minimalist swells in contemplative dramas. Voice acting pierces soulfully. Fuscher's See You conveys a timeless timbre with subtle tremor, embodying an observer's detached wonder. Mizuha's intensity quivers with vulnerable fire, infusing her pleas with heartbreaking depth. Emotionally, this episode scars the spirit. I felt a chill of alienation bloom into empathetic ache, moments etching with their quiet horrors yet igniting wonder at resilient bonds, much like the collective unease in Cold War spy thrillers where trust fractures amid shadows. Pivotal intersections hint at destiny's mimicking in a perceptual shatter that reorients perceptions, connecting to eternal queries. Amid eternity's gaze, what form would you assume to evade your own erasure? It echoes, as if you're there, the shrine's chill seeping into your bones. Dare you turn away? Through a reverse lens, the episode's measured pacing and opacity in knocker mechanics might bemuse action seekers, yet these serve deliberate thematic veils, emulating the fog of existential doubt to deepen immersion, akin to the intentional ambiguities in haiku that evoke vastness through restraint. Complexity in lineages could overwhelm newcomers, but it rewards patience as philosophical layering. Minor cliched shrine motifs, while familiar, anchor the metaphysical in cultural resonance, balancing enigma with empathy. In summation, Episode 5 masterfully intertwines dread with depth, its strengths, haunting visuals, thematic resonance, and character intimacy, outshining fleeting opacities to succeed as a profound meditation on being. But as whispers dissolve into shrine silence, I ponder, can you resist when eternity's echo calls your name, beckoning you to its formless embrace? Watch, and let it reshape your own fleeting self. The void awaits your gaze.